Greetings, viewers, and welcome to another Sleight of Hand review. Today we're looking at Griff Tannen from NECA, from Back to the Future Part 2. And boy, let me tell you, good old Griff here is, I believe, initially only part of the Target Haul-a-Thon event. That's an event where NECA, I believe some other creators might be involved as well, but right now I think it's predominantly NECA. They are doing a exclusive event with Target. Some of the figures are online, some of them are only in stores, and Griff here is one of them. There's a few others. So I was lucky enough to find Griff today, and let me tell you, I'll rant really quick, I won't take too long. I hate store exclusives. I don't like them. Hate's a very strong word. They're generally bad news for collectors, except for those who are very lucky, very fortunate. There are places where there's no Target. So those collectors can't just walk into a store and even have a chance at these. So you say, oh, well, go online. They offer it online, right? As with many store exclusives, the online sale is bogged down by bots, scalpers, or even just demand from regular people trying to get what turns out to be a pretty limited supply that they make available for sale. Generally, it goes up for sale and it sells out within minutes. These figures, others from Haul-a-Thon, there have been plenty of other events in the past that have had this issue. It's nothing new to collectors. Haul-a-Thon is a big thumbs down for me. Most store exclusives are, they're never easy to get. They usually don't get better either. But anyway, let's proceed. So, Back to the Future Part 2, obviously, the future versions of Marty, Doc, Griff, not Biff, and NECA's box here doesn't disappoint. It's a big window box. After you open it up, it's got a bit of Velcro. It has Griff. He's got his extending bat. He's got a stand for his hoverboard. He's got an alternate portrait, and he looks pretty secure in there, and I think that's all the accessories he comes with. Their sculpts and paint tends to be on point. He looks really pretty good in there. Yeah. And on the back, you can see, if my light doesn't get completely in the way, this one's a little dinged up. That's okay. I'm not keeping the packaging. Yes, he comes with a telescoping bat, interchangeable head, hoverboard, and flight stand. And you can see the cross-sell here at the bottom for Marty, Doc, and Biff from 1955. So, love Back to the Future. It's a series of movies, and they've had spin-offs like games and things like that too, and an animated show. But the original three movies, definitely a big influence on me as a person, as a collector. They're awesome. They're incredible. Seeing these figures realized, I'm glad in a way that NECA got it. They tend to do justice. I'm a little upset because NECA figures also come with some caveats. They can break. Their joints can break. A lot of people have complained over the years of their Predator figures, their Alien figures, many other figures that they've done. Joints will break. The accessories can break. It's not necessarily a good thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Griff here. I'm going to give him a hot water bath and try and loosen up all those joints because he's been in his box long enough, I think. And we'll take a look at him. So, hop in your DeLorean and let's see what's inside. And here we have Griff out of the packaging. And for an ultimate figure from NECA, I'd say we're a little short on accessories. No extra hands. No carrying case for the hoverboard. Now, I understand the case would probably have to be a good bit larger to... they kind of fudged the size of it in the film because the hoverboards were mostly not physical. They were CGI. You can definitely see it. But he does carry a case, and this guy comes out of it. So they probably could have given him the case. Definitely a few more hands. Yeah, but... as it is, Ultimate aside, that naming convention aside, this is a pretty good figure. I did not heat up any of his joints or any of the, anything. I checked out very carefully all the joints, so he did not seem to need any heat treatment. But let's take a look at the accessories very quickly. This does come with a stand for the hoverboard. But as you can see, the tempo on that is pretty good. This peg does rotate. These do not come out. These are the additional, when his gang hooks on, his hoverboard has power. So it has these thrusters, and he can pull his gang members behind him. These don't position. Unfortunately, they do position in the movie a little bit, but for an accessory, this is pretty iconic for the character. As is his extending or telescoping baseball bat, and you can see the tempo on that. The Slugger 2000. It does not, to my knowledge, it does not collapse. I can't see. This looks like it's molded as one big piece. So it doesn't actually telescope. You can't shrink it down. And he has an alternate head sculpt without his headpiece on, his cap, whatever you want to call that. Pretty good. I don't exactly remember him going without his headpiece here in the film, but I'd have to go back and rewatch it. So let's take a look at Griff up close. Again, NECA's sculpt and paint is really, really impressive and very clean. I don't see any real overspray on anything. It looks really nice. And you can see this jacket is like a soft plastic. And he's got some belt detail. He's got detail on this gauntlet on his arms here, whatever this thing is. Something from the future. This one looks like almost like a goalie's mitt, part of it at least. And yeah, kneecap there, and those boots, man. And from the back, little detail that most people probably didn't even see in the film. I don't remember seeing him from behind really, so. But yeah, really nice. So let's do the articulation run really quick. There is the neck is a separate piece, and then there's a dumbbell ball joint from the neck to the head, so you actually get a good range of posability. You get really good down, pretty good up. He can do a T-pose. Obviously, you can go all the way around. You do start to collide into his jacket, but you can get him all the way around. There's no bicep twist. It's more here at the elbow. And you can see they do a kind of strange double jointed elbow. It works. It doesn't look terrible. I mean, you could say his forearm looks a little short because so much of it is actually the elbow piece here. But depending on how you get the shot, you won't see that. And his hand here, I don't think, you know, it does have a bit of a range on it. You can get it like that. Not so much out like that. A little bit up, a little bit down. So it's probably a ball joint in there. I haven't tried popping it off. Same on this side. His elbow's a little, I mean, his elbow's the same, but his forearm's a little different. And this hand, you can definitely see, has a hinge joint. So it can go in and out. And around, of course. He's got a diaphragm joint, so you can get the twist there up at the top. But you can also get a little bit of twist at the bottom. So with the combination of the two, you can really get pretty far over to one side. That twist at the waist is really a ball joint, so you get a little bit of a crunch on it, and with the abdomen, with the diaphragm, you get a good bit over. The jacket rides up in the back. His now I don't know if his fishnet type shirt was meant to be all around. I imagine it's a complete shirt. It's not something he just wears on his front. But that detail is not on the back. It stops about halfway around. Not a big deal. You'll probably never see it. His belt is a little floating. I think it's connected to his, I think it's connected to the waist in the back. But it doesn't get in the way. It doesn't really impede this movement here. Now for the hips, he can get pretty far out. That's not quite the Johnny Cage, but that isn't bad. This is a soft piece. This whole, I've seen some reviewers call it a diaper. It's a soft plastic, so it does try to get out of your way a bit, but it is also limiting because it could only move so much. You really have to push it to get forward. But that's still pretty good. I mean, these figures are not super high action. You're mostly paying for, there's the back, a little limited, but you're mostly paying for the look and some posability. I mean, he's not Spider-Man. Let's be real. You do get thigh twist. It only goes so far. You'll never get it to go all the way around, but that's fine, really, for what you'll need. The knees are single jointed. That's, I mean, again, you can argue, will he ever need a full range on his knees? It's more important in the arms, generally. But yeah, you can't get everything. The shoes, they go a good bit back and a pretty good bit forward. And there's a twist, so you can get the ankle pivot. You could probably finagle. No, the joint is built into the bottom of the leg. So that rocker is all you're going to get. But again, that's not too bad. I've seen worse ankles on higher priced figures, to be honest. So there's Griff. Not I wouldn't say ultimate, but he's not bad. So let's do some size comparisons really quick. Here he is next to another bad guy. That's Firefly from the Classified series. I have a feeling these guys would get along well, but obviously NECA's scale is more 7-inch, and Hasbro goes more 6-inch. Since we're doing bad guys, so there's more 3 3/4 inch. These are a weird like 4-inch scale. So yeah, obviously Griff, he'll tower over most figures unless you collect mostly the 7-inch scale. McFarlane is doing 7-inch with their DC multiverse. And NECA obviously does 7-inch pretty much as a rule. So let's pose them up and do some final thoughts. So final thoughts wise, Griff here is really nice. I wouldn't say he's exactly an ultimate figure because he's a little short on accessories, but you could also argue, what accessories does he need? He's got his Pitbull hoverboard, he's got his bat. Okay, yeah, that's fine, I agree. So, the paint, the articulations, everything's good. Yeah, a really nice release by NECA, I'm impressed. I haven't been in a big hurry to get their Back to the Future figures because they're generally available everywhere. Everyone's getting them. Stores, like physical stores, and online stores, like Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth. So there's not a great need to rush out and get him. Don't break your back to try to get him during this Haul-a-Thon thing at Target. Don't pay scalper prices, please don't. Don't encourage them. He'll be around. To my knowledge, there's none of their Back to the Future figures are exclusives for at least permanently or not. It'll come to regular release. So yeah, I think that pretty good offering here from NECA. I have to go back and get a lot of figures I haven't picked up yet from their Back to the Future line. Haven't been in a hurry because they're everywhere. Everywhere I go, I still see figures from that line, so I don't suspect there's any shortage. But yeah, that's about it. So if you liked any part of this review, this really quick look at Griff here, definitely leave me a like. Subscribe would be great too. Leave a comment. What figure from Back to the Future, any of the movies, would you like to see next in NECA's line? Now, I'm told that they might not be able to do the Back to the Future Part 3 figures. That was kind of an ambiguous thing that Randy at NECA kind of alluded to. And I personally would be gutted if you could get all the versions of Marty and Doc except for the 1885 cowboy versions, so to say, the Old West versions. So those are the ones I want to see at a minimum. But do you want to see any other characters? There are a lot of other characters in the films, not just these main guys. So yeah, that's about it. So from me, and I don't think Griff would share my sentiment, but at least from me, take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you next time.